So I thought I'd shoot a quick video for you. As you all know, if you're on my email list, you know that I've got the Accountant Success Formula Masterclass going on right now. And I've had a bunch of accountants come back to me with questions about the ASF online program and objections. And so what I wanted to do was kind of wrap this up into kind of a teaching moment, and also just to kind of address some of those questions that you have there. So it's interesting. So I had some of them say, "Oh, well, it's the price. The price of the course is too much." And this kind of refers back to your clients. Think about this for a second. It's never the price that's the objection. There's always something else as an underlying issue, because if they see the value in connection with the price is never an option. It's never an option. It's just not an issue. So here would be the three underlying objections, underlying why someone, if you're sitting on the fence and you're thinking about getting into the ASF online or not, my guess is it's going to be one of these three things. And so here's how this goes. The first one is, it doesn't work. That the ASF approach, the Account Success Formula Model approach, doesn't work in accounting. And I pretty well figure that we've crushed that one. I mean, you can see it works. It's worked over and over. It worked in my accounting practice. It worked in every other coaching client that I've worked with. There's a bunch of testimonials on the sales page, and it shows you that it does work. It does work. The second part of it, which kind of ties into the first one, is the second objection would be, Eric can't teach it. Okay, so like, even if it does work, maybe Eric can't teach it. He can't teach it. And so here's where I'm going to be, I'm going to tell you honestly, when I first started this, I wasn't sure if I could teach it either. I wasn't. Like, when I started this 4 years ago, when I sold my accounting practice, I knew that my accounting practice was incredible and that the model worked inside that, but I wasn't sure if it would work in other firms. And quite frankly, I wasn't sure if I could teach it. And I can tell you without a doubt, I know I can teach it, because I've seen the results. I've seen the results happen. And so I'm completely convinced that I can teach this. But that could be a doubt in your mind. And I'm just saying, if you're not sure, I understand that, because I doubted myself in the beginning as well too, but I don't now. And so that's a foregone conclusion. So let's say we've got objection number one, it doesn't work, out of the way. Objection number two, Eric can't teach it. We got that one out of the way. What's the third one? The third one is, I can't do it. So you're sitting out there and potentially thinking, I can't do this. I can't do this in my practice. I couldn't do this. And that kind of creates a whole nother raft of objections within that. And here's just a list of the few of them that I just jotted them down quickly, because I've heard almost every objection in the book. So one is, well, this may work in a small town like Victoria, but it'll never work in a big city like Toronto. And I'm like, okay. And then I'll hear the inverse, and it's like, well, it may work in Seattle, but it will never work in Durango because it's way too small. Like, it's insane. Like, what accountants think their practices are unique to the world. But here's the thing: we all deal with humans. They're people, and business owners in particular, that I'm focusing on with the Account Success Formula Model. They love to know how much they're going to pay. They love to have smoothed out cash flow. They love to have unlimited access to us once we express and show them on the value curve how much value we can give them. And number four, they can cancel at any time. That is cost certainty, smoothing out cash flow, cancel at any time. Those are things universal to all humans. So if you're thinking that it doesn't work in your firm because your city's too small or too big. Oh, and this is the other one. This is my other favorite one. It may work well in a small practitioner or a sole practitioner. Say you're single shingle person. Well, it's fine for them, but it'll never work in a big partnership. Or it'll work in a big partnership, but it'll never work in a single shingle. Like, I've heard every excuse in the book. I've worked with sole practitioners. I've worked with small partnerships and big partnerships, up to 17 partners. Okay, this model works. There's just it's not. When you're going back, if you're one of these people sitting on the fence and you're thinking about doing the Accountant Success Formula, you're not sure, should I do it or should I not do it? Just remember the three lies that the entire profession has been conditioned to believing in. Number one is that our worth is based on how many hours we work. Number 2 is that our clients are naturally price sensitive to our services. And number 3, the tax time just has to suck. When you're sitting there making your decision, ask yourself the question, is this really why I'm doubting I should go in here? Because I've been conditioned with these lies, and so therefore I'm just believing that this model won't work because I've just been conditioned to think that? Or 2, is it that I don't believe that Eric can teach it, right? Or number 3 is I just don't believe it's going to work for me, because I know it can work for you. I know it can work for any accounting firm anywhere in the world, regardless of the size, regardless of the location, regardless of the language. It works in Canada, works in the US, works in Australia, works in Ireland, works in Norway, it works everywhere, because people are people, and they love this model, and we see where the trending is going. So to close this up, I thought it would be good to shoot a quick video to just kind of talk about these objections and just say, if you're one of those that are sitting on the fence, just ask yourself the question, why? Why are you denying yourself the chance to get in here? And here's the thing, let's go back to the price is not an issue. If for some reason the price of this course, $1,997 US, is a hindrance and you're thinking that the value isn't there, then you shouldn't buy this. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right now. Just don't buy it, because like literally you could get one small business client and the course is paid for. It's absolutely free. The ROI is off the charts. So if your practice is so small that it's a stretch to go to, $1,997, then don't do it. There is a 3-pay option. You can do 3 payments if you want. And I've got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Like, here's the other thing. Like, I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for everybody to get in, to everybody to get access, to see what it does, to get connected with other like-minded CPAs. In addition, I'm actually putting in a bonus. I'm going to do weekly coaching calls. I'm going to do weekly group coaching calls that I added in there at the end, because I thought this was going to be great, so that if you have questions, you can ask me as we're implementing the model. And just last thing, there's 9 modules in this program. There's 9 modules. So there's tons of value and content in there. So again, I thought I'd shoot a quick video, talk about the objections, talk about just a little, some of the things that I thought about when I was first starting this. I was a little unsure too, but I'm not unsure anymore. Like, I'm so 100% confident in this. And that's why I'm giving a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's why I'm pricing it at a point to try and get as many accountants into this model as possible, because I want to end suffering for accountants. That is my mantra. That's my goal, is to end suffering for accountants, and so that you can have the life that you really deserve. You deserve to be on the path to freedom. So there you go. I'm Eric Solback, and wherever you're watching this, please scroll down, leave me a comment, and stay tuned for more success tips to come.